What you doing?
We got the drag links out of the truck today. We plan on blacking out the taillights for some cosmetic modifications since we're doing maintenance. Makes it a little more fun and rewarding at least if we're going to spend money maintaining the vehicle. We also got the grill pulled off, and I'm thinking all of the chrome on that except for the outer ring on the logo there will be white. To do that, we got some like vinyl peelable style spray. That's how the front bumper has been done. That needs to be touched up as well. We may or may not get to that. We also need to do the brakes. We have pads and rotors. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, having a grand old time here. Trying to get everything pulled apart. My old lady is here today. She is helping me do some small stuff, like pulling the grill off, probably pulling the taillights off, taping, maybe doing some spray paint. But it should go pretty good. We'll take a couple of videos of the process here. But, I don't know. We're just going to keep pulling it apart.
Filming now.
Okay, so this is what we are replacing. Fresh off Amazon. This is the TRQ brand, and from what I can see, they are nearly identical. This one seems to have a. I like that they come with these. But this little collar seems to be slightly different on that. It's like longer. It's not longer. Look at it. So flattened that is. It's just complete. The boot is so flattened that it looks like that is longer. But no, this is just they look the same. They're OEM quality. They're not greasable. They're not anything specifically better. They look nearly identical. For the other end, which also comes with the little clip on there so everything stays tight. That looks nearly identical as well. And so what we're gonna have to do is come over and we're gonna grease these up. I'm gonna put these, probably use a pipe wrench. That's what I'm betting those marks are from. Somebody doing that in the past. And we're gonna unscrew this. Really, the first thing I'm gonna do is take a tape measure, and I'm gonna measure the top side of this. Alright. So you can see how I'm doing it. From the very edge of the outside of the knuckle here. And then I'm gonna go with the other end of the tape all the way to the edge of that steel right there, right around the corner. You want to make sure you get all this out of it because this moves. You obviously don't want to measure off of that, so measure off the very end of the knuckle. And I'm gonna count the rotations as well. I'm gonna attempt to count the threads and compare them, but measuring, I assume, is you know, the safest way to do it. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna clean these up a little bit, get it pulled apart, and then I'll get back with it. So to pull these out, I went and found a wrench that's similar to the size of the block going on here. One thing worth noting is that the passenger side is reverse threaded. Okay, so you go righty, it's righty loosey, and then the driver's side is lefty loosey, righty tight. I like putting it in a vise, getting that big wrench and sit here, pull it right out. A little bit of PV blaster. They weren't. This is a 2018 truck, and they still are coming apart pretty easily, so it's nothing too crazy. You just want to keep your feet back and make sure you don't drop it on your feet. The new ones, you want to keep your little rings and these collars in case the new ones that you bought don't come with. Probably for good measure, a little bit of PV blaster. We're ready to get our new components. You definitely don't want to get mixed up on which end was on which. Not that I think it would matter, but I'm going to keep them the same, just in case. Looks like on here they already got these guys put on for us. Some thread protectors, I like seeing that. Typically, I would definitely say go with anti-seize on the threads. But these are suspension components, and those threads in there look pretty new, and this looks pretty nice, and I just, I don't know. Suspension components, I'm gonna say no on the anti-seize. I don't want to have any issues in the future with anything possibly falling apart. And it looks like the pieces that were used on the old ones, the round style rods, it looks like those are going to be not used on the new one. So we are going to grab these guys, bring them over there, compare them to the old one. They really are like nearly identical, right? So let's say they came from the same manufacturer in China, which they probably did. But how can we tell? I'm gonna line up some of these lobes on here. I'm gonna look at the threads to see if they end and start in the same spot, if it looks like it's the same length. Because then we can just go down to the depth that's the same. We don't actually have to adjust the measure very much. But let's get them in there, and we're going to take them around and make sure they're back to 37 and not 16.
We wrote it on a plate.
And that's from the end of this cast and to the end of the other cast. And that would be assuming that these are the same. And we're gonna have to bring the truck to get in alignment, no matter what, after redoing it. But the new one is different, I must say. It has longer threads. So if you're attempting to do this with the technique of, oh, I'm going to count how many turns it takes for it to come out and stuff, that's probably not going to work out great for you because, yeah, it's not going. I'm assuming that this is also the cause of our main issue. I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds crunchy. Oh, here. I want to think that right there was our nasty squeaky noise while very low speeds, like parking speeds. You know, while you're driving. You know, and it's not when you're going over bumps. It's not driving along. No. This thing was only when you move the wheel. You know, it was only steering related. It wasn't. Long story short, I highly doubt it was the lower ball joint on the axle, and I highly suspect that it was this guy. We should see how the grill is coming. So we pulled the grill on. There's a whole bunch of plastic clips that go in these spots. Okay, and then there is 10mm bolts that go in a whole bunch of spots. So, you know, 6 or 8 bolts. That all just lifts right off. And then the grill has these metal tabs down on the bottom. They're really, really difficult to get to. But I'm telling you, if you grab, like, probably near the, you know, very near, like, in the center, near the edge. Give it a little tug, go to the other side, give that a little tug, the whole thing comes right off. You'd be really surprised, it's really resilient, it won't break anything off. So, we got the grill taken off. We're gonna run a razor blade right in that black line. The lighting in here isn't the greatest, so we got to trace that a little. We're going to razor blade right around that. We're going to peel off all that excess. We're going to throw some tape over this black. Top and bottom to protect all that. And then we are going to spray down the chrome with some nice vinyl plastic. It's matte vinyl. Stuff that you could peel off in the future. I don't know why I don't commit to actually painting the stuff that I do, but I'm not a paint guy. Something could easily take it off. What I'm learning though on the bumper is being on the very front of the vehicle, it can take a lot of abuse from the bugs and stuff like that. So it's not the most resilient. I think if I like the look of the white, because I think that's what I'm into. It's not permanent. You know, so I can try out the look of the white bumper or try out the look of the white grill. Because who knows if I paint this white and I don't like it, I want to be able to take it off. So instead of just repainting it, I feel like it would have been easier to peel it off. Who knows if that's true? We'll deal with that when we get there. But that could be black in the future. For now, it's going to be white. We're going to see how it looks. I'm going to get back to throwing that drag links back there. Brooke is going to continue taping and cutting, getting this prepped up for paint. And we'll get back with you shortly. We have placed our ends in. Really should be a good boy. Now grabbing the old bolts. Oh. My little spring. This is really just to stop this from coming off during the installation process. It's a little worse for wear anyway. Don't think I'm going to put it back on unless I can put it back on right now. That looks like it's going to be a tall order. Too. Might have bent a little. Using the tool would have been good. Ooh. Ta-da. Okay, so importantly, we will then take our bolts and put it back in. You want the square part in the square hole. Simple as that. Get our nut started on there. Then, I think for now we will leave it loose. Let me grab the larger socket. We'll leave it loose and then do an actual fine torquing with it. Just because if these aren't rotated perfect to be able to go into their tapered holes, it'll make it more difficult. Smooth those guys up. And I'll get it back in the truck. And we'll get these turned up. So we got our drag links all in. Before, when you would grab this tire and try to turn it, you get this loud type of squeak. Right now it's not doing it. I'm about to lower the truck onto the ground. Then I'm going to start it, and I'm going to work the wheel back and forth, and we're going to see if she squeaks. Yeah. And what I want you to do is to just watch that suspension. It's definitely on the right-hand side and on the left, and make sure nothing looks clunky, moving out of place, anything like that, and keep your distance while the truck is started. also doing the brakes. We are upgrading to drilled and slotted zinc-coated rotors. The reasoning for that is these pads they still have, I guess, a little life on. You know? I'd say they're actually pretty bad now. They did a lot of screeching. Okay. That's probably supposed to be attached to something. Could have been the screeching. Who knows? It was. Yeah, it looks like it was at some point. Maybe it's on this one. Oh, look, it's on this one. Okay, so yeah, these are obviously in really rough shape. I was getting a lot of screeching, lots of red dust, and I would say the red dust is from, if you notice, look at this edge right here. Yeah. Does that sharp edge come out to the side? Yeah. You see how much of the rotor has actually been eaten away, and that was probably the original dimension. Maybe that's in the thinner rotors. But all that red dust is the iron that's inside the rotors. There's no metal in your pads. So when you're getting lots and lots of dust, it's not your pads. Like, there's no metal in the pads. It's all coming out of your rotors. And it's like that on both sides. As you can see, these are still like thick, plenty thick. Like, we could still use them, but they probably get way too hot, and they are getting smoked by those cheap pads. And, you know, the drilled and slotted ones will stay cooler. The zinc coating will help them not turn red and send red dust everywhere. And we can use that as a base for some kind of work stand or some kind of, maybe. Who knows? Scrap that. But we're going to put ceramic brake pads on here. That'll be all as far as it goes. I'm also going to keep an eye out for whatever is making that squeaking noise, because I can't figure out what it is. If you have a good idea, let me know. Because it doesn't seem to be the upper or lower ball joint on the axle. The drive shaft itself, when you spin it, doesn't make any noise. It's just when you turn the wheel. You might wind up having to do those ball joints on the axle sooner rather than later. That'll be for another day. We don't have enough time. Let's go check up on Brooke and see how the grill is doing over there. Alright, so we got the grill all taped up. It's looking real nice. Paint this. There's some holes. We don't want to be spraying the stool. We like to be respectful to the shop. We're going to put it on a trash can over here. And then, what's next? We don't want our nice paint job to get ruined by dust or anything getting blown in it, so we should turn those fans off. Do that. Let me get the paint. Rust-Oleum vinyl wrap matte white. Gloss. I feel like I'm avoiding the gloss when I do parts like this because the gloss would probably show surface imperfections easier, whereas the matte, you know, there's no reflection on it, so you don't see it when there's a little nick or bug or spot that wasn't prepped up good or whatever. So with this stuff, generally, we're gonna look at the instructions, but most of the time you put one real light coat to start, and then you do coats like within 20 minutes after that. So Rust-Oleum vinyl wrap. Looks like keep the can 8 to 12 inches away from the surface. Apply 4 or more light coats. And follow it by one medium coat to achieve a smooth final fit. I think it should work out great. And we'll just hope that it matches the same white as the rest of the truck. The truck's always filthy, so it's not something we're going to be overly critical about. So we got our drilled and slotted rotors on. Got them pretty dirty. I'll have to hit them with some spray. It's looking a bit better than it was. I put these lugs on here just to hold it straight, so it's just kind of flopping around at the moment. Heave on these bolts for the slider bracket. Oh, I guess it's the caliper bracket. Yeah, that's it. If it makes you smell something funny, it's probably tough.
Good one.
It makes you smell funny. Yeah. Now, I just need whoa. On a twist. Very sensitive and expensive brake pads. See if we get lucky as far as we gotta see things going. It's got a couple coats on it. Nice and white. It's definitely not chrome anymore. Nice. I'm liking it. Hope we could put a couple more coats on it. Feel a little. So we got drilled and slotted rotors.
Good whole truck.
This is the rear end. We've already done the rest of the truck. When you put these back together, if you haven't done it before, the trick seems to be you will try to put it back on and you'll be fighting it nonstop. And the back of this pad, which is also a drum, is hitting these pads, right? So what you gotta wind up doing is grabbing these pads from the bottom, pull them towards you a little bit, then you can move them left and right, okay? It's real important that you grab them and you make the little lip right here on the back feel as uniform as humanly possible. If you get that nice and straight, and then you grab your rotor, try to line up the bolt, give her a little wiggle back. that's what winds up happening when they're not straight, right? Perfect example. Doing some weight on. Oh. Look back there, make sure they're going. Oh. Make sure we're all flush back there. A couple of taps. What I can tell. So then it comes down to putting new pads, slider pieces inside of the mounts, putting your caliper back on. I use the typical C-clamp method, the dual piston caliper. You want to wind up putting the top bolt in so it acts like a hinge. Then when you try to put it on, it won't go. So you squeeze the top, piston until it comes down and it still starts slipping on. And that's going to push the bottom one out, because you're pushing fluid back into the system. So you get that first one on, pivot it down more, and switch the clamp over to the second one. Squeeze on that until the whole thing folds. We'll be back.
And then I went ahead and removed the tail lights and we night shaded them. We also did the light up there.
We have the dual steering stabilizers from Rough Country in progress. The grill is now on the truck. Looking pretty good. For my baby doll's first time painting something, I'd say it came out really nice.
Thank you.
We do more stuff, she'll learn more stuff, and it'll get better. And yeah. It looks a lot better than it did, and it's a lot cheaper than the $300 grill that has the white plastic right there. Oh. The Rough Country steering stabilizer instructions. So, cool. So. So, all in all, we finished the day getting the grill back on. We did both ends of the drag link. The steering just stopped squeaking randomly. It'll probably come back. Who knows? We'll find out. We have drilled and slotted brakes now, and ceramic brake pads. These I did a few days ago. We have full LED blinkers with white on top. Then we also took a can of VHT nightshade to the brake lights because they're just so red when you first buy the truck. It's like fire engine red. We also nightshaded up the third brake light. All right. These look real nice. My girlfriend actually did them. All right. And now it's not a big eyesore on the side of the truck. We wanted to get rid of the 4x4 stickers, but we run out of time. We finished up the day actually doing the exhaust. Okay. We pretty much just cut out the very large exhaust and added a piece of pipe this big with a turn down. So now it sounds a little different. Okay. I'm about to just pull the truck outside. Probably, real close to wrapping up this video. After we get the truck out, we're going to do a little sweeping up in the shop. We like to try to be as respectful as we can when we're borrowing shop space. Oh. Hear a nasty bump, but it sounds
squeaky. Like a squeaky
the
toy.
suspension did not sound good. Oh, so yeah, I hope you like watching. Sorry I didn't show much more like hands-on with tools, but I was keeping my camera girl very busy the whole time. So I think it'll work out.